Hi, welcome back to another video. Prehab exercises are becoming more popular in the fitness world. In this video, I will share with you my approach to this proactive form of injury prevention. The idea behind Prehab is to perform movements and exercises to help strengthen and mobilize joints, as well as improve balance so as to avoid getting hurt in the future. So watch till the end of this video, and I'm going to go over my top 7 Prehab moves that I do in my training that have made a massive difference in my ability to stay pain-free and injury-free. But before we go into these Prehab exercises, could I ask you for a small favor by hitting the like button, as this would help to reach a wider audience, and sharing your thoughts or feedback in the comments below. This would make an even bigger impact. Now let's get right into it. So Rehab is short for rehabilitation, where Prehab is short for prehabilitation. So you use rehab exercises to recover from an injury or pain in a certain area, whereas use Prehab exercises to shore up and strengthen weak links to help to prevent those injuries from ever happening in the first place. Well, the cause of pain and injuries is multifactorial, beyond the muscles being weak or tight. But challenging and loading these areas that tends to get banged up after your gym workout can still be extremely helpful to encourage blood flow and build up durability and resilience in these areas. With all that being said, let's get into the first of my top 7 Prehab exercises that I do on a weekly basis. So the first move is calf raises. Either double leg or single leg off an elevated surface. So you can use a stack of plates like this, or an aerobic step, or even just a step in general. Step onto the elevated surface with your toes, and then the big thing is to really get the stretch in your calves at the bottom position before coming up to the top as tall as you can. Now from this top position, really get a good contraction there, and then come back down. Here you're getting a deep calf stretch before coming all the way back up again. Well, if you want to progress it even further, what you can do is just go on a single leg. And just like the double leg version, lower down and then come all the way back up. Lower down and come all the way back up. And notice my tempo here, I'm not bouncing out of it. I'm not doing this quickly, I'm doing this really slowly, feeling my mind muscle connection on the calves throughout the whole movement. So I'm thinking stretching here at the bottom and then contracting right here to lift back up. So I'm really focusing on getting a full range of motion. Now another benefit that you get from this drill is that you're also improving your ankle mobility, which is essential for exercises like running, deadlifting and squats. So the next move is going to be for our adductors, and this is great for anyone who plays soccer, hockey or anyone who needs groin strength in general. So we're going to start off with the Copenhagen pad. I'm going to show you a few different variations, but let me start you off with the simplest one. So what you're going to be doing is get set up with this top leg bent at a 90-degree angle. So you're treating this like a side plank, but it just so happens that your top leg is elevated and your bottom leg is straight and underneath the bench. So in this side plank position with your knee to the crown of your head in a long straight line, try to get your hips up really high and you're going to get tons of groin stability benefits here. And this is a great exercise to target your adductors in a mindful way. And it's a great way to develop control and stability in that area. Now to progress, you can go with a longer lever by straightening out my top leg and do the same movement. For the next variation, from here, lift straight up. We can add an element of dynamic stability to this equation. We can do a short lever or long lever dips, where we're actually moving back and forth. So now you're getting a lot of concentric and eccentric activities as you're going up and down. And that can be really helpful to translate into everyday's life. The long lever Copenhagen dips is super challenging. Alright, the next Prehab exercise is for your hip abductors or your side glutes. So you're going to grab a band for this one and place it above your knees. Now what you're going to do is to stand up nice and tall, and then from here you're going to bend your knees while pressing out against the band, as this is your start position. And right here, I'm already want you to feel a level of tension in your side of your glutes. And then from here, you're going to step out to the side and then bring it back. And then the whole time, you're trying to maintain an element of knee tracking along the outside edge of your foot. But what a lot of people do is that they will do something like this. They will really reach this leg out and then come back. But notice how I'm never really getting into external rotation when I do that at all. I'm just thinking about reaching my foot out far. But this exercise is less about the foot being displaced far horizontally. It is more just about small, simple steps while keeping this level of external rotation and the side glutes engaged at all time. See, I can feel the side of my glutes working really hard to maintain tension on the band. Once I get about 10 steps to one side, I get 10 steps the other way. Again, maintaining that tension. So you can also do hip clamshells. You can do 45-degree kickbacks. And any degree of moving your legs out to the side is going to be very helpful in this instance. Where you may be doing a lot of squats, deadlift and hip thrusts, where you're really working your gluteus maximus. But your abductors or the glute medius are also important because they play a crucial role in terms of providing hip stability and knee stability. So alright, the next exercise is the supine banded hip flexors work. A lot of times when people are sitting for a prolonged period of time, either at work or at home, the hip flexors are chronically tight and weak. So to strengthen your hip flexors, you're going to grab a mini band and put it around your toes. And then from there, you're going to lay on the back like this. Now the goal here is to bring one knee as high as possible up towards your chest. Not just like here. You want to try to bring it towards your belly button. You want more than 90 degrees of hip flexion in order to get a full range of hip flexion. Hold at the top here for a couple of seconds and then bring it back. You can alternate sides or you can stick with the same side. If you don't have access to a band, you can simply just place your hand on your thigh like this. Pull up and resist yourself from coming in too close by pushing this hand away, and you're getting the same exact benefits. Next, we're going to do some lower back extension or Superman. For those who suffer from lower back pain, it could be due to weaknesses of the muscles of your lower back. It is therefore important to strengthen those muscles. Now let's get into a prone position. And the traditional Superman, you have your arms and legs all the way out. If you find these too challenging, you can start with your hands down here and then just reduce the load on your back. So start by having your feet flat on the floor and then squeeze your glutes and back muscles to lift them off the floor. Try to go slowly and don't worry about your range of motion. Eventually, you will get more and more range. Finally, for the full Superman. Alright, so by doing that, you're getting a lot of good benefits throughout your lower back. You're getting a lot of good extension benefits, and I like to use this before my deadlifts, just to warm up the muscles of my posterior chain and get some blood flow in that area. Next, shoulder external rotations. Well, shoulder injuries are common, so it is important that you don't ignore strengthening your rotator cuff muscles, especially your external rotators. The external rotation on knee not only helps develop strength in the shoulder external rotators, but can also help you discern the differences between actual shoulder rotation and scapular motion. Finally, training in the scapular plane just feels good to many who have previous history of shoulder issues. So for this exercise, you need to use a slow, controlled tempo throughout, because this is not an exercise where you want to use a lot of momentum and stretch shortening reflex. Many will have a tendency to substitute scapular anterior tilts for shoulder internal rotation. So to counteract this, place your non-working hand on your shoulder. When you're lowering the weight, make sure that you're only moving your shoulder and not your shoulder blades. I will aim for 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 15 repetitions. The last prehab exercise is yoga squats. This move is great for your knees, ankle and hip mobility. I've been told when I first started training to always keep my knee relative over the ankle and keep what we know as vertical tibia, or keeping the shin vertical. But now as years have progressed, knee over toes has gained a lot more popularity because you actually need to expose your body to these ranges of motion if you want to be prepared for it in everyday's life. So what I'm doing is to prep my knees for, let's say, a deadlift day or lunges. I like to do a deep squat beforehand. While yoga squats are a big full body exercise that will strengthen the buttocks, quads, hamstrings and back. The yoga squats will also help to improve mobility in the shoulders, upper back, lower back, knees, ankles, hips and hamstrings. So the yoga squat is my go-to prehab exercise because you can get so many benefits from just one exercise. Throughout the movement, it is very important that the heels are kept on the floor in order to work into the back of the body. Once you have mastered deep squats, then practice with your hands overhead. If during the second phase you cannot keep your hands on the floor, then practice holding the shins as you straighten the legs. The ultimate goal is to perform the full yoga squat, straightening your legs with your hands on the floor. Work with your breathing throughout the movement, breathing out as you go down and in as you straighten your legs, out as you drop back into a deep squat, and in as you stand. Aim for 10 to 12 reps initially. So these 7 prehab exercises help me to be resilient and keep my training going on strong. I hope you like these prehab exercises and stay injury-free. Until next week, take care. Thank you for watching until the end. If you like this video, please click the like button. Please leave your comments below and share this video. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my future weekly video release. Please also subscribe to this channel. This is free of charge but will help the channel to grow. If you're interested in improving your health and fitness or losing weight, if you suffer from or wish to prevent back pain, please take a look at my book, which is now available from Amazon worldwide. Thank you.